What is anything when you hold on tight or if you chase something hard enough, what does it do? It runs away. Hey friends, unpopular opinion. What you define as abundance, which for most of us in the United States is bank accounts or cash flows or whatever it is with money in your wallet, your feeling of that kind of abundance is directly proportional to how large your cup, your container is that you've learned to receive in. What does that mean? What that means is that so many of us still play the imposter game or still are playing way too small and don't think of ourselves as a person who deserves money and cash and all of that kind of abundance to flow easily and freely into our bank accounts over and over and over again, without effort, without choice, without grind. You see, in that small moment of just repeating that little affirmation, right? Like, if you did that every single night before you go to bed, that's the beginning of you opening yourself up, opening your container to allowing room for the more of that abundance to flow in. Now let's talk more about success and abundance. I'm not going to kind of cover it here. I've covered it in a lot of places, but remember that success is defined by how you define it, right? We did a talk, it was a couple weeks ago now, on how I had to redefine success in my life about 6 years ago for me to actually change the lighthouse as to where I was aiming for so that I could start to do things and change what I thought about, change what I put my focus on, that allowed me to finally feel true joy, true peace, and true abundance in what I did every single day without attaching it to any outcomes. So with that, what is success to you? What is abundance to you? But let's go back to this receiving. If you go back in your life, a lot of us had stories around money growing up, right? A lot of scarcity, maybe, especially with the boomer generation. Those were my parents, right? Of having to hold on to a lot of things. I grew up in a household where hoarding was a thing. When you opened up the microwave, a bunch of crap and shit would fall out. And I'd have to rearrange stuff in the stove if I wanted to bake something. And it became a thing. And then having to de-hoard a house and moving, the older generation to somewhere else. So with that, right, what stories around money did that put into my body? What stories around holding on to things way past their actual life because of sentimental value, because of a sensation or an experience that I had with this thing, right? And that includes, the same story applies to the money that comes into your account. Are you holding on to it? It comes into your account and you're like, thank God, I'm just going to hold on tight as I possibly can. What is anything when you hold on tight or if you chase something hard enough, what does it do? It runs away. There's a different energy around chasing and desperation versus attraction, right? And have it just flow in. Attraction and flow. So where in your life right now are you chasing what you deem of abundance? Where you're chasing a client, or you're chasing a program, or you're chasing money down in certain ways? I bring this up because it still comes up for all of us, right? We were trained in the United States. This is the lifeblood. Cash flow is our lifeblood. It allows us to live. It allows us to survive. It allows us to be comfortable. It allows us to provide experiences for our loved ones. It allows all of that. Yes. And that's by looking at it as a thing, as an energy that is finite. By looking at it as there's an end to this, so I have to capture as much as I possibly can. By looking at it as, instead of an infinite resource, which is pure just energy. I don't give a shit about devaluation and Bitcoin and all that. Yes, that's true. And looking at this from a global perspective, how can you just attract this into your life? How can, instead of focusing so hard on the chasing of it, instead you started to focus inwards on yourself and opening your cup? What can you let go of in your life today? It starts maybe with your closet. You go to your closet, you take a box, and you put together a donate, recycle, and then sale or trash box, right? You're making room for more. Now, where else in your life are you doing that with your schedule? What has been on your schedule for so long, now it's just a fixture, but you still feel overwhelmed and busy all the time? There's things now on your schedule that need to be thrown away. Moved. Don't even look at it as thrown away, right? Eliminated so that it makes room for more. So schedule, closet, things in your home, your energy leaks are the next big one. What are incompletions in your life right now that are not complete? And by every single day you wake up, there's a little piece of your energy that is zapped just because something you have been avoiding. And now that we're stopping our energy leaks, we're moving into stopping the sinking ship. Now we get to focus on this receiving. Now, before we go into cash flow and abundance and money, which is what we've already talking about, we're making a direct correlation. How do you open your cup up so that you are now open to receive? Started by changing all of those stories around money, where money now just comes to you slowly, easily, fast, overnight, without any effort, without any choice. It just comes into you from multiple streams, from multiple times, from all hours of the night. It comes to you freely and easily. You open your arms and it just appears in your life. Clients, partners, deals, whatever it is that you need in that moment, the universe has always provided for you until this moment, and it will continue to provide for your survival. So now you get to create from a place of creation and not a place of fear or running because of, I need this, because I don't know where I'm going to get this. It's an entirely different energy that I know you can feel. So now we focus on, what if we shifted the belief around receiving money and needing to be worthy of receiving money and needing to have something of value to receive the money and needing to have all of those bullshit stories? What if you just want to receive money so that you can be a huge conduit to then give more to others? Isn't that why we want money to begin with? It's a freedom, and it allows us to take care of the people we love, including ourselves. How does that start? That start with maybe you not having any. How do you take care of yourself in this moment today? How can you love yourself more today? What is your soul calling you to do? Not what's another income generating activity or another priority that will be on your schedule and be on your to-do list next time you look. How do you fill your cup? What if you've been operating from this empty cup, this empty shell of a physical human for the last 10, 20, 40 years because you haven't given yourself any self-love at all? You've taken care of everyone else around you, but you haven't taken care of you. So maybe it starts there. What's an act of self-love you can give yourself today? Maybe just a walk on the beach, or a walk on a path of nature, or just sitting down and just staring at something with some tea or coffee or music or nothing at all, and just staring out into nature, giving yourself that space to breathe. The schedule that's been so waning on you, taking a moment, finally putting in time blocks for yourself in the calendar for you to do absolutely nothing, and then release any guilt or shame you have around that. Because none of that's real, it's all learned. Now you're in a place to create. Now you're in a place to start to attract everything that you need to attract, want to attract, desire to attract. And that starts with, what gets you excited? What are you passionate about? And now you can take small steps towards that. And that excitement, that passion that floods your body, that floods your soul, you now get to act with that excitement or passion. Which, the craziest thing happens, everything just flows to you anyway. You never had to try or grind or work hard. I know those were stories we learned as kids. I'm aware. And I'm here to share with you that only after a hard unlearning of shit, it's possible to be radically unlimited. Unfucking limited. You are powerful beyond measure. The fact that we're walking around as it is right now is already a fucking miracle. That we're here in this place with this consciousness, with what's happening right now. So take that in and know that you are worthy of everything because you are a walking miracle. You don't need to do anything anymore to substantiate your existence. You don't have to continuously feel that you're not enough or that you don't deserve these things that are coming into your life. Once you start to deserve and then expect things to come into your life with no attachment to the outcome, you walk around with a big smile on your face and you're just grateful for every single thing that is in your life because you know that it just comes to you freely and easily and you don't ask and need for any of it anymore. Live there today, even just for today, just for an hour or even just a few minutes while you watch this. Thank you for watching. If this resonated with you, please drop a comment. We'd love to hear from you, and we uncover these limiting stories every single day. And join our tribe. We have a absolutely free call every Monday, 9 to 9:30 Eastern Standard, where we just jump on and connect and move into alignment for the week ahead. Hope to see you there.